not a spring chicken. Yes, it's the day after the Oscars. There's so much doom and gloom. Okay. Is that what this weather means? Well, we do have other economic news for you. Because we do have Oldecam coming with comments on the headlines of today. Sound is on. China is starting to prop up the cost of oil again after Clinton visit.
Well, they know that we're a paper tiger, and basically now they can just simply rule us. That's the Obama philosophy.
They can rule us?
You know, you can talk to them because you can deal with them.
I mean, after all these years, and you're just going to hand it over to them.
Yep.
Obama's Fiscal Responsibility Summit full of his supporters, despite what he says about cross-the-spectrum in views.
Well, they have a few conservative economists and a few Republicans, of which are not being listened to.
They do?
Yeah.
Well, you know, part of it is I don't see BO, but instead what we have...
Oh,
there you have
BO.
BO.
My back. Okay, what we have is an Obama flip-flop.
And the company has Flop Designs. We picked it up, of course, at a gifting suite, at the Serendipity Gifting Suite for the Oscars.
Yeah.
So we'll have fun with that. And of course, here comes Pete. Here he comes.
He was there. He was there.
Oscars tank again, despite the greatest show ever. People are clods, according to its supporters.
I know. Anybody that did not watch last night, it was the greatest moment in television history when a gay writer won the Academy Award for writing a screenplay and Milk won for Best Actors. Well, that's every day at the Tony Awards.
That's true. But the part of the challenge is now they're saying that if you didn't watch Oscars, you're anti-gay.
I know, isn't that something?
Now, what does that have to do with it?
Well, because they're trying to give any excuse they can. Well, they said they had a very gay-looking host doing Broadway-style material, dancing to gay-influenced music.
Well, I know, but Hugh Jackman, I mean, he
won his Tony Award for playing a gay guy on Broadway.
But he is very talented, and as you know, the Wolverine.
I know, but they said that if he'd have looked more butch, he wouldn't have got the job as Wolverine.
Oh. Investigator to lead stimulus plan oversight, official says.
Oh yeah, like I can tell you they've already said Obama has, let me get it out of my back pocket, he has flip-flopped. He now says there is pork in the passage, in the budget, but it was so big and it had to be done so quick they weren't able to handle all of the minor little issues. That's what BS says about that.
Republican governors step up attacks on Obama economic policies.
Well, yeah, because they're looking for the 2010-2012 elections. They figure that the Republicans are going to gain seats in the Senate and the House and governorship as a result of Obama's programs.
Levy's family grief endures despite breaking case.
Well, because it's basically, what break? I mean, the day is 3 days after they were going to have an arrest. There's still no arrest. It's only going to a grand jury for investigations on it.
That's it?
That's it.
Peanut recall expanded to all ingredients.
Yeah, I mean, it is basically so pervasive that everything connected with that industry is being recalled now.
Democrats promise to punish Wall Street, banks, the wealthy, and big business for their crimes.
I know. That really helped the stock market when Harry Reid said today, these people must pay for what they have done to this country. Yeah.
Oh, that does not bode well for Wall Street.
They're at that, and then Obama's explanation to his economic responsibility summit tanked Wall Street again. It is now back into the market is now sitting about where it was when Bill Clinton was president.
Now, wait a minute, aren't they doing what's the retreat that they're doing today?
They're doing an economic responsibility summit.
Oh, don't you just love that one?
Yeah.
The name of it.
They said since he doesn't have a clue what economic responsibility is, and the thing is staffed with 90% of yes men to him.
Well then, what do you think is going to happen?
A lot of yes.
Obama to cut the deficit in half.
Oh yeah, I was saying that one. People at other networks couldn't understand what that meant. They figured, God, this is unbelievably brilliant. So they went to the Wall Street Journal economist and they figured it out. You have to listen to what Mr. Obama says. He said in that last year of his administration, he would cut that year's deficit in half. Precisely. He didn't say the deficit from this year, the next year, so forth, but the last year of his administration, he would cut the deficit in half. That deficit.
You know, he reminds me of when you hear those advertisements where the radio station said, we're the #1 radio station in LA, and then the small print is in this time zone, in this in this demographic, in this category. You know, I mean,
well, you know, he made a great used car salesman. This is what I continually think of him as a used car salesman, not a president.
Amnesty International called on the United States to stop weapons sales to Israel.
Yeah, but they encourage us to sell weapons to the Muslim countries.
Now, isn't that an
Well,
interesting
because
fact?
only the Muslim countries can bring peace and stability to this world.
Aren't they the ones that are in all the wars?
You got to remember who occupies most of Amnesty International.
Who?
The Muslims.
Oh. Up to 50% of payments to the Voluntary Employees Beneficiary Association, or VEBA, in stock.
Yeah, that Ford Motor Company reached an agreement that they would get 50, that instead of giving them like $14 billion, they'd give them $14 billion in worthless stock.
Oh. Stars give the Oscars the one-shoulder treatment.
Well, a lot of one-shoulder stuff when the women were wearing. That was the one, that's what they meant. A lot of one-shoulder gowns. Well, mostly because most of the women were flat-chested and had nothing to show. Well, generally,
You're bad.
No. So you look at the gowns. When the women, the nominees are full-chested, they have tops that show it. If they don't, they tend to have tops that hide it.
Vegas and Midwest seek the $8 billion for fast trains.
Yeah, it's only going to happen with Las Vegas, but it's not going to happen because the Interior Department will not allow it to happen, and the environmentalists will not allow it to happen either to Vegas or to the Midwest.
But they'll get $8 billion
for research.
Oh, yes. And legal issues.
That's right, mostly legal.
Massachusetts gas tax seen as boost to Northampton.
Yeah, they're all going to go across the border to pick up gas, but they're already planning on that. They're going to fine anybody coming across the borders with gas from another state.
What?
Yeah. They're going to stop the cars at the borders for gas checks now.
How do they know it's from a different state?
Because if you come across with a full tank, they know you can tank up and
Oh gosh.
They know.
That's the most ridiculous thing. Senator Lugar says U.S. must think the Cuba embargo.
That's because his state wants to do business with Cuba. Hate to tell Mr. Lugar that they don't have any money.
Oil hovers near $40 amid weak demand. OPEC cuts.
Yeah, well, and the only reason it's at $40 is because they said the Chinese government is lent $25 billion to Russia for their oil industry. It's lent $25 billion to another country for their industry, $40 billion to another country for their industry, so they can keep it above $40.
Free rent to Katrina victims under Obama.
I know. They said it pisses off people that work hard to rebuild their homes and are having to pay bills on it, and the people that are paying for rent on places that if you are, basically if you're black, you get free rent on anything that you want to stay living in under his administration.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's something.
I guess it pays to be black right now.
Yeah.
A Monty Bubbleism from the Mark Twain of the Animal Kingdom.
Entitlement means that if I'm not working and I want what you have, I'm entitled